Hey, friends, this is Joe and Trey.
This is the Leaf and Life podcast, and this is our first episode.
Episode 1. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Feels like.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah,
Trey, you want to tell them what we're smoking today?
we are smoking the 2025 Boris Karloff by Tatuaje. It was released in January of this year. It was a very limited production. There was only 1,000 boxes of 20 made. Ran about $15 a cigar. I got a little bit better the deal with them, but we won't talk about that. It is a Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with Nicaraguan binder and fillers. It's an excellent cigar. We both smoked a few of them since they've come out. Um, and then we're going to talk about some as we go along. You want to tell them what we're drinking?
Sure. Today we are drinking Blanton's to go along with the cigar. Perfectly paired.
Cheers.
Cheers to Leaf and Life.
It's good stuff.
Very good, very good. So, this is our first podcast, as said before, and we Trey and I did what was something we call cigar stories for our cigar club, which is where we just talk about our background in cigars and kind of how we've evolved in cigars and all that kind of good stuff. And for a while we've been talking about starting a podcast, but after doing that, we decided that, hey, let's start this, let's do this thing, and just see where
we
we
both
can
had
go.
a lot of fun and said, what the hell, let's go for it.
Yeah. You want to tell them how we met? Little background.
If you saw the other thing, there'll be some repeats, but just bear with us. But we met about 6 or 7 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
We were both coaching our son's baseball teams. We were both head coaches of different teams. Met out at the practice field. I think we scrimmaged each other, and then just we both ended up at the one of the local cigar shops was having their anniversary event, which they used to have a big party every year. And we both kind of saw each other there. We're like the Spider-Man meme, like, "Hey, you smoke cigars?" Like, "Oh, we're friends now."
Yeah, instantly.
And ever since then, we just we hit it off, and we've been friends.
Yeah, it's good times, and we smoke together at least once a week, possibly 2 or 3 times a week, depending on
we try to
what we have going on. We go to cigar events together and go to the Ybor City Cigar Festival every year,
which is a great time. If you can make it, you definitely need to go. It's usually beginning of December every year. Look into it and go to it.
Good times for sure. You want to tell them a little bit about your background so they get to know us? This first episode is basically you guys getting to know us a little bit more and seeing our background in cigars and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, I started smoking cigars. It was right around, I want to say it was 2013, 2014. Was down in Florida visiting a friend. We were out drinking. Place we were drinking at had cigars on the menu. We were like, let's get cigars. And then I was like, this is actually pretty cool. And then when I came back home, started looking into it more, and it's been my thing. I smoke almost daily now.
Good stuff. For me, I've been smoking since the mid-90s. My grandfather, people in my family were always cigar smokers, and so I had access to cigars at a younger age. And when I graduated out of high school, I decided, hey, I'm going to start smoking cigars, and got together. There's in Greenville, South Carolina, there's a cigar shop right around the corner from where I lived called Boda Pipes, and shout out to them. But I walked in there. They were actually in the mall at the time, and walked in there, and I was like, "Hey, I'm new to this. What should I smoke? What should I do?" And kind of started smoking. My wife would, buy me cigars here and there as a gift, and then for a little while, I took a little hiatus from cigars because I was raising my kids, and I wanted to be a good influence. Didn't want them to think, smoke.
They know.
Yeah, exactly. And wanted to be a good influence and just try to, not get them into things they shouldn't be in and stuff like that. So I took a little hiatus, but I would still smoke, just not around the house. And I'd go out and men's weekends, stuff like that. And then probably about 10 years ago, I felt like my sons were all old enough to understand and make good decisions and all that kind of good stuff. And we decided, I decided to build myself a man cave and start smoking. And now the funny thing is my sons smoke with me. So, you know, but they're old enough to make those decisions and understand what they're doing. So, that's a little bit of background. So I've been smoking for, in that 30-year range. Um,
Just a little older than me.
yeah, a little bit older, a little bit older,
Not much,
as you can tell by the gray in the beard.
I mean, with this podcast, like you said, we just wanted a place that we could come, we can review cigars, bourbons, pairings. We can talk about other things. That's why we named it Leaf and Life. So it's open to other things. We can talk about current events, cigar news. We plan to eventually start having some guests, whether it's just friends of ours that like cigars. Hopefully, we can start getting some people in the industry. We know a couple people, so I'm sure we can start working our way in.
Bear with us as we grow, because
Yeah,
obviously right now, we are prepared, but we still have some of the silent moments or whatever as we're figuring this out. And obviously right now we're starting on an iPhone, starting small, and then hopefully as we get bigger and possibly some sponsorship or whatever, maybe at some point in time we'll be able to have multiple angles, all that
yeah.
kind of
We're
good
definitely open to sponsorships.
stuff. We both have the same vision, and we're going to end up doing some things with cigars 101 as well, to help new people that are getting into cigars, help them understand some etiquette, understand how to light a cigar, the simple things that we think are simple as cigar smokers. But some people, you'd be surprised how often you see somebody torch the whole side of a cigar or whatnot. And just to help people out and teach them that you know moderation, teach them how to get some flavors out of the cigar, how to retrohale possibly. um, Anything else that I'm leaving out when it comes to that kind of stuff?
No, like you said, we'll just go over a bunch of different basics, like cigar etiquette, if you're in a lounge, things like that, cigar storage, which, like I said, if you're a seasoned smoker, it'll be old hat for you, but it might help somebody, and also just help us get used to creating content and doing,
Exactly.
making videos and stuff like that.
Yep.
Um,
And also do we go into a lot of lounges all over the state, all over the country, um, and we will do cigar crawls, and we will do different things just that are fun, and we'll take you guys along with us. And
mm,
we'll also do tours of lounges. We'll do interviews with cigar lounge owners. We'll do interviews with just possibly random people in a cigar lounge,
yeah,
just to get their backgrounds, and we'll include you guys in on all that kind of good stuff. And like I said, we also do something called cigar stories. So when there are people that we meet and we want to know more about them, we'll include you guys in on learning more about them by doing the cigar stories. And you know, I think it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. Like I said, I've been excited about this since we started talking about it. I'm not always the most talkative, but I can be. I'm good in conversation, I guess.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
um,
And I am very talkative, so it's
it
a great
balances
match.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Did you want to tell them? I know you told them about the cigar. What kind of are you getting? Any kind of crazy notes or anything, or anything
Nothing
you want to
really
mention?
popping out yet to me.
Okay.
It's just a good solid cigar.
Yeah, Tat makes amazing cigars. We're actually going to an event for them on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that would be cool.
A little more about the cigar. The name comes from the actor. Well, I don't know. Let me back up a little bit. If you don't know, Tatuaje is famous for doing the Monster series. which is old school monster movies like Frankenstein, The Mummy, uh, Freddy Krueger, all that kind of stuff. And the Frankenstein was the first one in the monster line. Boris Karloff is the actor that played Frankenstein in the original movie back in whenever it was. I didn't look up when the first movie came out. Um, so that was something Pete Johnson from Tatwa Hay wanted to do. So this is like an extension of the monster line, and it's something he talked about doing years ago when it first started. Was doing an actor series also. So to honor the actors that played the monsters in the movies.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I had my first one of these probably about 4 months ago.
February or something like
Yeah,
that. When
yeah, somewhere around.
We first saw them, I think.
Yeah, and Trey had turned me on to it. And I went and got one, and I was like, "Wow, that is an amazing cigar." And since then, I think I've had 4 more, and it's just cigars on point. Which I mean, I don't know that I've ever had anything bad from Tatuaje.
It's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, really good cigar. Definitely recommend it if you can find it. They're really hard to find, but if you find one, definitely give it a try because it's on point, and you will. I would recommend if you find them, buy more than one because you will.
As many as you can afford.
Exactly.
Honestly.
It's definitely worth it. I'm hoping they actually have some of these at the event. It's got a great ash on it, as you can see, which I'm getting ready to ash off right now. But yeah. And then what do you think of the Blantons?
Oh, the Blantons is always on point. Like,
yeah. So Trey supplied the cigars. I supplied the pairing. But they go really well together. We're trying to figure out which bourbon we should pair with it, but these go really, really well together.
We figured for our first episode we go high class on both things, and next time we might smoke some Rocky Patels or something. But just kidding. We don't. Well,
or not.
I'm not going to disparage anybody, but it's not our favorite.
Yeah. But if you like Rocky Patel, that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Smoke what you like.
Exactly. Yeah. Smoke what you like and keep them lit. As we grow, let us know what you guys want to see.
Yeah.
Obviously, as everyone says, like, subscribe, so that we can, get the followers and that you can be updated when we make new videos. They will get better, and they will have more content as we go. This is the first one. We're just kind of getting our feet wet here. But let us know what you guys want to see so that this way, we can produce the content that our subscribers want to see. And,
right.
And that's important.
We also have an Instagram page that's just leaf _and_life _podcast. So if if you're on Instagram, follow us there. We'll be branching out on more social media here soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's just was an easy one to get started.
Yeah. Do you want to hold that up so that they can see the actual? Hold that up for the camera. So it's Leaf and Life podcast. And we'd love for you guys to subscribe.
Hopefully we can figure out how to link it when we post the video.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Like I said, we're new to this. We're old dogs trying to figure out new tricks. So I think it's going to be a fun experience. And I will say this, we go on some pretty awesome adventures. So
yeah, we do a lot of fun stuff.
Here later on in August, we'll be doing a cigar crawl to Greenville, South Carolina. And what we do during a cigar crawl is we plan on spending the night in whatever city we go to, and normally we'll spend one day, and it's kind of like a bar crawl, pub crawl. We go from cigar shop to cigar shop, and we visit as many as we can in one day. We kind of start with the ones that close early, and then end with the ones that close late, obviously for obvious reasons. And we just enjoy, because so many different cigar shops have, some have boutique brands, some have just mainstream, some have you never know what you're going to find in a cigar shop. So
Find a
whenever I'm,
house blend or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
a awesome house blend, and plus the people. You know, for me, cigar smoking, a lot of it is not only about the leaf, and I love that, but it's also about the camaraderie,
Yeah.
and getting to know new people. And my wife, my son, and I, we all went to Ybor City this last weekend, and it's pretty awesome because I go with the guys every year, but to go with the family is really neat because it was a totally different experience. My son goes with us in December, but to go with my wife and experience that with her, but also get to know the people that we got to meet down there, you know, which are more locals in the summertime, more tourists in the wintertime. Um, it was just really cool. We got to meet so many people, and everybody has an awesome story. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about cigars. And we will bring guests on. We have several guys that we smoke with on a regular basis. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Hack. Shout out to David and others that we smoke
Oh
with.
yeah. There's a lot of those are the
Um,
regulars.
yeah, those are the regulars, and so it may be one night where we're all in here smoking, and we may just pop something up just so you guys can see everybody and meet everybody. But for the most part, it'll be us, but we will include our
Mm-hmm.
buddies, especially during cigar crawls
Oh,
and
definitely.
special
Yeah.
events and
Yeah,
things
going
like
out and
that.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wrote down some stuff about some little bit of cigar news, kind
Okay.
of. Just some stuff that's recently come out and coming, like about to come out. Um, the My Father Blue just came out. I actually smoked one the other night and it was really good. It's their first cigar from the Honduras. I didn't even realize until I saw the cigar coming out they have a farm in the Honduras now. But it's four sizes of that. It's anywhere from $9 to $13. Something it seemed interesting. The Diamond Crown Tampa just came out. It's a Connecticut shade wrapper with Dominican binder, but it uses the Florida sun growing and some undisclosed filler. But that's like a $30 cigar, so I don't know. I might try it one day. But um, the if you guys like Drew Estate, the Freestyle Live kits are, I think they're in
Yeah,
stores
they
now.
are
The
in
new one,
stores. Yep.
which people from Drew Estate said it is not related to Deadwood or Dominican. So I think it is just a regular cigar. It's nothing infused. And then I saw coming out soon, I think in the next week or two, it's going to be coming out, the Don Pepin Garcia JJ 20th anniversary. It's going to be 17 count boxes. There'll be 16 Toros with a light Rosado wrapper, and then one Salomon with the Rosado Oscuro wrapper, which said the price of the box like three something that equals up to about $22 a cigar, and there's like 2,500 boxes made.
Awesome.
Just some stuff I was looking into and
Yeah.
looked interesting.
And that's the other thing
Already,
we'll do
yeah.
is kind of do cigar current events and you know things that are coming out. The cigar world is ever it seems like it's evolving
Oh yeah, there's
nonstop.
something for everybody. Like
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to just chase limited and hard to find stuff, you can. There's just you want to smoke the same thing every day, you can. I mean,
Yeah. And
there's so much stuff out there.
for the cigar smokers that do smoke the same thing every day, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would recommend branch out because there are so many great cigars, so many great lines that
At least try something different once in a while.
yeah, that and here's the thing is when I first started, I went into the cigar shop and they told me, "Hey, try this Monte Cristo, try this Macanudo." There were different, kind of the main brands at that point in time, and things have evolved so much
Then he
from
met me.
those days. Yeah, exactly. Um, you know, so it's one of those things where I'll be honest with you. If I smoke 4 cigars a week, it's 4 different cigars in a week. Not saying I never go back to the same one again, but usually um, I'm smoking different cigars because I just like to know what's out there. I mean,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I see something new and I'm like going to the shops. Y'all get this yet?
yeah,
And I just like to try new stuff. And
exactly.
it's cool to go back and try the stuff, like get multiples of things, let one sit for 6 months or a year, and then see how
See how
it's
it
different.
changes. Yeah, And, my wife will ask me, she'll say, do you need so many cigars in your humidor? And, my
Yes.
answer is always yes, because, yes, I may not smoke the same thing over and over again, but it's nice to go back to them. And, you know, the other thing that I love is the collection side of it. I love collecting.
Yeah.
So, being able to look at my humidor and take 5 minutes or so. So when I walk into a cigar shop, I'm a browser. So I could go into a humidor and I could sit in a humidor for 20 minutes just because I love to see whatever, even if it's a cigar shop I visit on a regular basis, I still like to go in because things change and you never know if you're going to miss something.
Hmm.
So I'm a browser. And even in my own humidor, I will look in the humidor and I will sit there for probably a good 5 minutes, right?
Oh yeah.
I will sit there for a good 5 minutes just browsing in my own humidor, even though I know it's in there. But you never know what's going to strike your fancy on that point in time. And, you never know what all of a sudden you see a cigar and you're like, ooh, I haven't had that one in a while. Let me try that one. And you get excited because it's just something that you haven't tried in a while.
I even do the same thing when I come over here before I come, and I'll look at my stuff and see, and I'll grab two or three and bring them. And Joe's like, "What are you smoking on?" I'm like, "I'm not even sure. I brought this, this, and this."
Yeah. And a lot of times I do. I ask, what are you smoking? What do you say? Everybody who walks in, I ask what you're smoking because a lot of times, sometimes you want to I like to see the size of what they're smoking because if they're smoking a shorty and they're only going to smoke one cigar, I don't want to be sitting out here by myself for another, hour or 45 minutes or something like that. But also, uh, depending on what they're smoking, I may say, "Ooh, that's a good cigar," or it might put something in my mind that makes me change my mind of what I had thought I was going to smoke, and kind of go with something different. So, um, it's but I would definitely, if you're a guy or girl that smokes the same cigar all the time, enjoy it, love it, but try something different from time to time because you will be surprised. All of a sudden, you have a new favorite,
Yeah.
and you know, we turn people on to different cigars all the time, and they're amazed. They're like, "Oh wow, I can't believe that you know this cigar was so good or whatever." And we also have a cigar club called Light 'em Up Cigar Club. It's on Facebook. We have over 5,000 members. Um, Lots of good content, lots of good posting on there, and a lot of times that's how I find new cigars to smoke.
Hmm.
Is seeing what people are smoking. I'll ask them, "Hey, how was that one?" And they'll say, "Man, this one is great. You need to try it." Again, our palates may be different. I may not have the same opinion afterwards, or we may have the same opinion afterwards. But um, Light 'em Up Cigar Club, they're going to be one of our sponsors. So definitely check them out on Facebook.
And when you apply, there's a few questions you need to answer. They're very simple, but I think if you come from the podcast to the club, put in there, "Hey, I came from the podcast," just so we know. We're both admins. We'll see it.
And it's nationwide, worldwide. We have
It's Facebook, so yeah,
yeah,
there's
we have
people
people
all
from
over.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's also a good place to find smoking friends.
I
Um,
was gonna say, if you like you were saying, if you are the type of person that smokes the same thing all the time, or like most of the time, and you're not sure what else to smoke, either if you have a shop that's local to you that has a good, manager or owner or something, go in there and talk to them, tell them what you like, and ask for recommendations. If you don't have anything like that, comment on there, send us on here, send us a message on Instagram, and we'll give you some suggestions.
yeah, yeah, because usually by what you're currently smoking, we could put you on something else.
Yeah.
And again, like Trey said, your local shop should be able to do that as well. But I know from being in the club, I also know that a lot of people don't have local shops to them, and they have to
Right.
buy online. So, before you spend your hard-earned money, sometimes it's good to know, hey, I'm going to, this is what I smoke currently. I don't like, full-bodied cigars. I want a medium body or you know,
But tell us what you like about what you smoke. Hopefully, it's something we've tried before, so we know. Then we can kind of see what think about some things that we've smoked that might be similar, or at least
exactly.
be close, but be something different to give you some options.
Yeah. Yep. And if you pick out any notes in a cigar that you like, we could also, relate those notes to another cigar, or, peppery, or, if you don't like pepper, we know what to keep you away from.
Yeah.
So, well, for our first podcast, we made it
Yeah.
30 minutes
Yeah.
almost.
Right
So,
under. So not bad.
I'm pretty impressed with that, and hopefully we'll, like I said, we'll have more content. It's our first one. We just really want to get our name out there. We want to tell you guys who we are, what we're about,
Just get started.
and just,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
just get started. Exactly. Exactly. Well, we appreciate you guys being a part of this, and again, please like, subscribe, and follow us so that you can see more of our content. And I promise you, it's going to be a good time.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate you guys being part of this, and light them up
Thank you.
and
Light them
keep
up.
them lit.